Hello, I'm Sophie. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a very late, but bear with me, June book wrap-up. I am doing this halfway through the year because last month I finished my first books of the year, and in that vlog I kind of did like a May books wrap-up, so I decided why not do that for the rest of the year and get back into like the reading content on this channel, because I do miss being able to do like reading vlogs and stuff because I just haven't been reading very much, but it's getting a little better. So we're here now. So in June I read 3 books. Not bad. One of them was a physical book, one of them was a digital library book, and one was an audiobook. So, you know, we're all over the board. we're all over the place. But 3 books done. Let's talk about them. So, first and foremost, I read The Elephant Vanishes by Haruki Murakami. This is a short story collection. How many short stories is it? 17. 17 short stories, the last one being The Elephant Vanishes. And you guys already know I am a fan of Haruki Murakami. I liked seeing the like short story format. I do prefer his longer stories because they have more like progression in them. These are definitely more like snapshot stories. They don't have like progressing plot. Most of them didn't have like progressing plot. They were kind of just like people doing people things. But you know, it doesn't mean I did not enjoy it. I love Haruki Murakami's writing style. I know it's not in English originally, so shout outs to the translator as well, but the writing style is just addictive. That's the only word I've been able to describe it as before. I can tear through a Murakami book so fast, and it's a little scary, but I just cannot put his books down. They're just, the writing is so good, so much fun. Even if, like I said, it's like a snapshot short story where like basically nothing happens, I'm eating that thing up. I am eating that up. And a lot of these stories actually ended with like the mystery of the story not being resolved. Like, it was just like, oh, we still don't know what happened. A little frustrating because it kept happening and I thought at least one of them, or at least a couple of them would be resolved. But not the case. Not the case with these, but I can't complain. Haruki Murakami is great. Consider that a red flag if you'd like. I feel like I've said that before too, but I think I have 2 more books of his on my shelf right now. I have The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, which my friend started reading and he said it wasn't very good. Or he said it was strange. It's still on my TBR shelf. He told me to read some other things that I like before going into that one. So she's gonna be waiting for a little bit. And then I have one more, but I can't remember the title. Let's see. Underground, The Tokyo Gas Attack and the Japanese Psyche. This one is nonfiction, I think? I'm not sure. I think it is. But it's about an attack in the, like, Japanese subway, and how it, like, changed Japan. Side note, I, love this style of, cover that a lot of his books have. Wind-Up Bird Chronicle does not have that kind of cover, so it's gonna kind of mess up my, aesthetic on my bookshelves, but that's fine. I bought it, secondhand or something, so, I can't really complain. But this style of cover, so tasty. So fun. Anyways, I'm gonna put this back on my shelf. But that is basically all I have to say about this book. It was a bunch of short stories, so there isn't really any overarching story to talk about. What can I say? So, the next book I read was the digital library book. So I still, read text, but it was digital. So, it was Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I have been wanting to read this book forever. It had been on my hold shelf for months, I think. I don't know what happened with Libby, but they said like they didn't know when it would be available. So either like they didn't have the book anymore or something happened with the processing. I have no idea. But they said, we'll let you know when it's ready. And I think I was like third in line for the book. So it was gonna it was gonna take a while. But finally in June, it finally popped up and tore that thing up. Tore it up. It's a very short book. It's for people in a hurry, obviously. But I think on my iPad it was like 100 pages or something, which incredible. I haven't read a book that short in forever. And it was so good. I mean, I love space and astronomy and astrophysics and all that stuff. That's what I want to study in my life. But I've never been able to like find a book and stick to it. I usually get all my fun, kooky information from like YouTube and stuff or documentaries, something visual, but I really wanted to get into like reading about this topic because information, baby. And I did start, and this was the first book, and it was great. And I really want to get this book physically because I want to annotate it. I want to annotate it because there were so many parts to it that I wanted to like keep in my brain, but I could not because it was a library book and it wasn't even physical. So, very good book. I think I read it in like 4 days or something. Very good if you like space. Also, kind of funny. The wording very very fun. It just like kept you going through it. It was great. And now, the final book of June was Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. This was my audiobook. A little backstory on the audiobook thing. I loved Carry On, okay? I ate that book up in freshman year, and I really want to reread it. And then, after I read the first book, I slowly collected the second and third book. I think they were still being like newly released. I'm pretty sure because I found them at Target and they were like at the end caps of the bookshelves, and they were like, "Ooh, look at these!" And I bought them each time. And they're both hardcover. My copy of Carry On, sorry, I'm looking over at it. My copy of Carry On is paperback, and then the rest of the series is in hardback. But that's fine. Consistency doesn't matter. I got the second and third book and I just hadn't touched them, and I was like, okay, you love the first book, why don't we finish the series, right? A while ago, maybe like a year or something ago, I picked up Wayward Son. It's a thin book. I was like, okay, this can't be too hard to read. But the opening is very slow. It's very slow. It introduces all the conflict, and it's just like pretty stagnant in the beginning. And when I'm reading on paper, I get bored very quickly if it is not interesting. So I DNF'd it so fast. I think I had chapter and a half in, or maybe like 2 or 3, because the chapters are pretty short. Before I was like, you know what? No, I'm not in the mood for like what has essentially become a YA contemporary in the beginning. Not in the mood for it, so I put it back and then did not pick it up again. Like I said in other videos recently, I have been going to the gym, and I wanted something else to do than just listen to my playlist 70 times over. So I was like, hey, why don't I get an audiobook and listen to that instead? I can get through a story that is interesting, and I can get my workout in, and it's a win-win for everyone. So I started browsing Libby for some books, just like something to put on, and I was like, oh wait, there's this little series I've been meaning to finish and that I haven't picked up in a year. Why don't I do that? Question mark. Let me say, the audiobook made the slow, like, fantasy-less beginning go by much faster, and then it got actually into the story where we started seeing magic and stuff again, and it was great. Story, wonderful. I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much if I just pushed through and read it myself, and being able to listen to it while I was doing something else made it a lot easier to justify taking in the story, I guess, because my brain is like, if it's not entertaining enough or something. It's like, ah, you're wasting your time or something, which is not true. But it was entertaining. It was a good book. I just could not convince my brain that it was good enough to crack open my actual book for some reason. But it was very good, and it ended on a cliffhanger. So I will be reading book 3 very soon. I guess, did I even explain what Wayward Son, the series, was about? It's the Simon Snow trilogy. Um, it's a fantasy. So, like, there's magic and vampires and, like, all that jazz. Because of circumstances, there's, like, they don't use much magic at the beginning of book 2. So, it wasn't very fantasy anymore. It wasn't very the same. Like, going into it, I thought we were going to be in the same sort of vibe and feel as the first book, and that definitely wasn't it. So that's what drew me away in the first place. But, you know, audiobooks are here to save the day. And I got through the story, and it was very good, and I cannot wait to get through book 3. I am ready, you know? But yeah, that is my books of June. They were all good. All good. Thank God. Didn't waste my time reading something that I didn't like. But good times all around. I went into The Elephant Vanishes not knowing that it was a short story collection. I don't know why. I just, like, assumed. Or, no. Okay, I went into it knowing it was a short story collection, but I think I bought it without knowing it was a short story collection. Oops. Good read, good read. Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. Great read. I feel like that was the best book of this month. I need to buy the hardcover version so I can annotate it. And then Wayward Son got me back into the Simon Snow trilogy. So, yes. Thank you, audiobooks. Thank you, library. Thank you, summer break. Oh my god, I'm finally getting back into reading, which is great. And hopefully I'll have some more reading vlogs out soon and more of these reading recaps. Actually, I should have a reading vlog out hopefully towards the beginning of next month, because the book still isn't at my house yet. But it is a book that my co-writer for my fantasy project, Maddie, has been raving about for the past few weeks, and she convinced me to buy a copy of the book. I'm going to try it out, and I will be doing a reading vlog on that book. So the minute it is at my doorstep, I will be starting that book, because she's hyped it up so much. I am so excited to read it. So look out for that in the next few weeks, hopefully. It should be here in a few days, so it just depends on how fast I can read it, because apparently it took her like 5 weeks or something to read it, so kind of nervous, but look out for that. And I just want to get into more reading content on this channel because I miss it. I miss being able to talk about books because I haven't been reading them. But we're back. We're back and we're reading books, and that's what counts. So, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. What did you guys read in June? Or in July, since we're very into July. But how has your reading been going this year? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.